He can't spell. I
He
know.
can't help
He's-
that, technology's hard.
At least I showed up.
That's right. Unlike Matthew Orton. Where's Matthew Orton at?
Probably drunk with a cryptid.
No, the Steelers didn't play today. They played on Thursday. So that's why he was able to make the live tonight.
The
Because we
Chiefs.
tried that one time. We tried having him on a live on a Sunday night
Oh,
after
that
the
was
Steelers play. That was not good. Not
yeah. I
good.
could understand that. Yeah, the Chiefs just dominated the Raiders. Like,
Yeah. Are we
bad.
live on
Check
both
the
there,
fog
baby?
machine out. Oh.
We are live on Facebook. We know that.
Larry, we need to get you better internet.
Yeah.
I need to leave my hotspot over at your place.
We
You're
are
already
live
fuzzy.
on both now. Welcome in to Miss Monsters and Mullets live with Chumming with the Spirits. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And Drunken Cryptids is late.
Yeah.
Matthew, come on, man.
We prefer chumming with the spirits light, 2/3 of context, less fat,
Larry is the only one who showed up in uniform with his mullet. We'll see
Technically,
if Matthew.
I may have to hop offline. I'm trying to think. I think
Look who showed up. Who's that?
You left them all
I
at
have
my place.
all my mullets.
No, you left them at my place.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought they're all
Matthew. Are you turning on your camera there, buddy?
I sure am here in a second.
Okay.
Big D. That's all it says.
we got the D.
That's right. The big D. Wait, are we live?
Yes, we
Yes.
are live.
Oh, that's why the camera's off. Have it.
Wait. Oh, you're not going to turn your camera on?
I am, but I had to partake in.
Taking a poop?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
There we go. We're all here now. Welcome in Matthew from the Drunken Cryptids. In the new tavern.
The new tavern coming along slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Don't call me Shirley.
Surely you must be joking.
Yeah.
Looking good, man. Looking
Yeah.
good.
Appreciate it.
So the reason I'm doing this live tonight is because we were all at the Ohio Bigfoot Jamboree 2 in Ada, Ohio, October 4th. It's been so long ago, I forgot what date it was.
2 weeks.
That was my first time meeting Larry and Matthew in person.
Yeah.
So what I'd
Some
like to
people
do,
don't get out very often.
I know. But what I'd like to do is kind of go around the table here and, talk about your favorite thing that happened over that weekend at OBJ. So let's start with, hey, Chris, what's going on? That's Chris Madman Goins. Look, Chris, in the background, buddy. I got both your artwork back there. The new one that I acquired at OBJ. That is Tampon Man and Applicator Boy. But anyway, JD, what was your favorite thing from Ohio Bigfoot Jamboree this year?
There were so many moments. Probably the 5 Dollar Generals I got to visit while I was trying to find some tables, or the generator that lulled me to sleep. Most of the I would have to say the people being able to. I mean, everybody that showed up was so nice. Of course, Justin and Jay are 2 great people to put on that show for us. I finally got to meet Timothy Wayne Williams. Got one of his paintings from him. Hopefully, we're going to do some stuff with that. The road, what's the name of that drink? Road drinks right next to us.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we had a
Do you want me
great
to pull the sticker
location.
out?
Yeah, pull the
Here,
sticker
hold on a
out.
second.
We had a great location. We had a lot of people come
I'm gonna
through.
pull it out.
It was just a little loud. Other than that,
Yeah.
Executive decisions were made. We had Brian Goddard with us from Cryptid Paranormal. He got to hang out with us the whole time as well. Got to go to the world famous Norada Lanes Bowling Alley. Had food, drinks. Got to meet Wild Bill from Sons of
It's
Appalachian.
Nor-Ada for North
Norada?
Ada Lane.
Norada. Heard it both ways. Sorry.
Lima.
Yeah.
It is Lima. It is Lima.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, now.
Yeah.
Vampire teeth. I got vampire teeth.
Roadside sodas.
Roadside sodas.
Roadside sodas. Made some amazing drinks. The Nessie, trying to think what the other ones were that we had. Yeah, they're in the area, Ohio. I'm trying to think. Like there was some really neat vendors. Of course, Nevermore Hollows and the whole crew that was there. Chris Goins with Black Sheep Studios. He's working on a project for Jumping with the Spirits. We got to see some early drawings. They look phenomenal. Can't wait for that.
Awesome. Well, Matthew, that was the Ohio Bigfoot Jamboree was the first time you and I met in person. Even though we have been chatting for almost a year now.
It's been it was right after the first one they did last year.
Right.
So it'd be a year.
Yeah, it was about this time last year when Alan and Chris introduced me to Matthew through text messaging.
And I'm so sorry.
Well, I blame Chris. But Matthew, what about you? What was your highlights of OBJ?
Well, so I'll be honest. There's so many. The only person I had not yet had a chance to get was you, and I was excited for that. So on that Friday night, and JD and Larry will back me on this one. I was like going, okay, I know we're at the VIP thing. Okay, I know, but John is in town. I need to meet John. I know we're going to be busy tomorrow. We got to go. So right off the bat, I have to throw that out there. Getting a chance to meet you and hang out and have some beers and crack jokes. And then JD was playing you and me off of each other, which was hilarious. Where we should do like a drunken mullet after dark thing or something, a drunken cryptid mullet after dark or something like that.
After the trailer park edition.
Exactly. It would be the trailer park edition. Coming to you live from the trailer park.
It tracks tornadoes, cryptids, and meth. What more can you ask for?
You could ask for Miss Monsters and Mullets and the Drunken Cryptids.
That's right.
So, but that was so starting everything off. It was cool to meet Wild Bill. Before John, it was neat. So that was fun. It was neat to go through Ohio, to be honest with you, and get a chance to see a part of the country that I rarely get a chance to go through. And it was surprisingly really beautiful. The weather was perfect. It was a really pretty area. I was really blown away by it. The local people that we met on Friday, everywhere we went, was super friendly. Everybody, even at the Golden Corral, they were super nice. And I kind of expected, I'm used to the South. I expected a whole bunch of Yankee treatment, if you catch my drift. Like, go get it yourself. Where are the napkins at? Right over there. But instead, people were great. And then, of course, for the event, it was great to meet, like you said, too, JD, Timothy Wayne Williams. And it was great to meet, Brian Goddard, who was a guest on the show. You've had him on your show. So, and he is so tall in real life. And so and when he talks about his encounter and he goes, it was taller than me. And of course, I'd never seen him. So I was going, okay, you hear people say, yeah, I'm like 6 foot. I'm pretty tall. No. Brian is like Nephilim size, and I think that should be his nickname. We should call him like Nephilim or something.
He makes
I'm gonna
John
share
look
this
like a
picture.
toddler. Yes, please share that one.
I've got to upload it to my computer, but
this was after the meet and greet on Friday night, right?
Yeah,
we were at the Beer Barrel. Of course, we're horrible podcasters of promotions because we didn't take hardly any photos. We got like three of us all together. This one I snapped as I think John asked, "Hey, could you just get a quick picture?" And it's one of my favorite pictures of Brian and John.
We should call him Little John.
Yeah.
While I do this,
I'll carry on. So Saturday for the event, like I said, it was a lot of fun. Walking the lane, meeting people. And what was really kind of surreal for me was all the way in Ohio. I had people coming to the booth going, "Hey, I'll listen to your show," and they were excited to listen to the show. And then I was honored, by Justin and Jay to be, a speaker. And that was like my first real, not really, but I mean, I spoke at a town hall meeting, a couple of them here in Arkansas, but up there, this was a lot of fun to share
in the big town of Tonganoxie.
Yeah. but it was cool to get a chance to, and Larry was right there, and I hope I did a good job on the speech of talking. So, and, that right there was really neat. And just having the whole community of not only us, but other researchers as well, getting a chance to visit with Joel Thomas and Ward from, Merkle Media was a real honor. I just had Tony on the show. His episode will be dropping soon. And we did something different and unique for his show. We didn't go into what, everybody wants him to talk about the Nephilim and everything that he's done, all the research. And so we talked about his expeditions and the filming that they have done over there at Merkle. And then I'm going to have him back on. We're going to dig into some really good other context stuff further down the road. So that was just, wow. To me, that was like, fan, are you pulling up there it is. Look how tall, look how big. I mean, and Brian is like, the biggest teddy bear.
Yeah.
And for reference, I am 6'2". I'm not a small guy. So yeah, he makes anybody look small.
So Sasquatch stands up and he goes, "It was bigger than me." That's a big creature.
Yeah.
He said it was like over 2 foot taller than he was. He goes, "Well, with this height, you have a little more perspective." And you're like, and then you meet him, you're like, "That's big."
That was huge.
Right.
So, but and I don't want to take over your show, but because of that and being pushed to do it, next June 6th here in North Little Rock, Arkansas, the Arkansas Cryptid Fest. And I can tell you who I already have for some guest speakers if you want to know.
I watched your live this morning, so go ahead and tell it.
Okay, so we got Todd Neese, Matthew Wharton. I hear Matthew Wharton's a really great guy.
I don't
he's
know.
going to
I've
be
heard
speaking.
he's kind of a douche sometimes.
I think we're all that way sometimes. But and Justin England and Jay will be speakers as well. That was confirmed a couple hours ago. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm also working with Rod Nichols from Bexar County, Texas, out of San Antonio. Great guy. He's, we're working right now the details out to getting him to come up as a speaker. And then I'm also kicking around. I'm going to, like I told Justin, I'm going to imitate what he did. I mean, if you want to be successful, sometimes, you got to imitate those who are successful. So not only are we going to be doing like a Bigfoot calling contest, we're going to be doing a placer contest. I'm going to have the Arkansas Game and Fish there as well. I'm also going to be I want to do kind of a panel discussion with Chumming with the Spirits. They're going to dig into a lovely cryptid of their choice, and they're going to be talk about that totally for free. And there may be some other free speakers, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, that will be coming along, because if you want to be successful and you want your friends around you to be successful, you got to pull your friends in. So on live, John, I'm asking you to be a speaker. Even if you don't want to do it, I at least want the mullet to do it.
The mullet will be there. We've already been looking up travel accommodations for that week. That is my birthday week, by the way.
See, what a great way to celebrate your birthday with us.
Right.
John.
But yes, I will do whatever needs to be done, Matthew.
He said yes.
He said yes. He went to Jared. But no, I mean, to me, because the reason why I want to do this is, and I don't want to attack anybody else's, festivals or cons or expos or whatever you want to call them, but it's the same speakers. It's the same ones. And I'll be honest with you, I don't want to keep watching reruns of the same show. Now some of the younger guys, they're going to come up and they're going to say, okay, well, in the past 2 years, this is what I've been doing. It's what I've discovered. Great. But as of now, it seems to be, well, in 1972, when I was a young lad, and I don't want to attack anybody, because they're all great people. They really are. Every speaker out there is awesome. But I think it's time to start, a change of the guard.
Right.
And Justin started it, and I'm going to carry it on down here as well. So, yeah, I mean, the speakers that I have lined up are coming in with some controversial evidence, or theories, mine on the walking. Rod is going to be coming in with a whole bunch of the structure stuff that he's got down there in Texas. So Sasquatch in Texas, come on. I mean, crazy, especially down in San Antonio. And I've got another guy who just got done talking to him, and he's like, dude, I want to come down. Yeah. And he's all the way up in Michigan.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, he's in Michigan.
We know a few people up there too.
Yeah.
I've got some contacts in Michigan.
There we go. Well, I do now. I mean, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Texas, Eastern Texas is, right along the lines of another creek area.
The big thickets down there.
Yeah, but it also bleeds over where Falk is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody talks about that side on Arkansas, but Texas has had sightings just as long. They just don't. For some reason, they didn't get published as much.
Well, again, so here's the reason why. I mean, looking into, I don't want to attack the BFRO. So if it comes across I'm attacking the BFRO, I hope it doesn't come out that way. But the BFRO is really selective about the sightings they put on their site.
Right.
The investigators that they have, great people, and they'll upload, the encounters or go out. But if it doesn't meet a certain criteria, it doesn't get published. And I think that we're missing the boat on that.
Right.
For prime example, okay, so Daniel Wright, who runs the Cryptid Podcast, he had a really unique encounter in 1992. And his episode airs tomorrow, by the way. Really good encounter, really good show. And while we're talking, he goes into a part where he hears something bipedal. It sounds bipedal, but it doesn't sound bipedal. That's coming up on him. And, we got done the encounter, and I came back to it, and I said, hey, let's go back to the footsteps you were hearing. He's like, okay. And I said, you know about the spider crawl? And he goes, oh, no. I said, what if that's what it was doing? What if that unique, strange sound that we're hearing, is it moving in the spider crawl?
Right.
And we're blowing it off. And, and he goes, well, that puts a whole new perspective on the encounter. And I think that's what we need to be doing, though.
Right.
And I think with getting with the encounters, even the woo, and the flesh and blood, whatever it is, and getting them all together in that ball, I think that's going to help us launch, more investigations and come up with more theories. And, I think we're going to eventually get to the bottom of it. It's going to be us guys that do it.
But the other thing to
so.
think of the ones that they're not reporting, because it doesn't fit the narrative, how many of those are actually a different type of cryptid? A dogman or a rake or there's another name for the rake that they're bringing up, a
Pale crawler.
The crawler.
Pale crawler, which is older than the rake, which that, of course, there's that 911 call that's pretty interesting.
I don't know if anybody has listened to my encounter.
Oh, yeah.
The description. Did you hear the extended version of that 911 call where the guy interviewed the witness?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, that literally reminded me of what you said. And it talked about.
It's the same creature, dude. It's the same thing I saw.
When we were going through Ohio, I want you to know, I was thinking that night when we were coming in that Thursday night, I was thinking of that. I was like, I wonder if we're going to see a rake. We didn't.
Well, before we get
the only cryptid we saw was Brian.
Before we get too far away from this, Larry hasn't had a chance to tell what he enjoyed about the Ohio Bigfoot Jamboree.
Larry, I'm so sorry. I'll shut up.
That was the first time that Larry and I also met.
Yeah, it was the first time I've met. What?
That wasn't the first time that John's ever roasted you, though.
Oh, no.
I did that first time I met Larry on his show.
Within the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Another video.
No, yeah. Just the sheer fact of getting to meet everybody that we've collaborated and talked to over the course of the past year was worth the trip 1,000 times over to me. My arms were sore the day of the event from pounding poles into the ground. Yeah, that was fun. But whatever, you guys.
It's not even skiing season up here.
Yeah. Well,
No,
I mean, his girlfriend had came up to visit too.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
I would say the biggest thing for me that I got to see was when I was sitting and watching Matt give his presentation, and I was filming it for him, and the people that were there and asking questions, and Joel was there. He just wandered in because he wanted somewhere to eat and ended up staying for your presentation, which I thought was pretty cool. And just your guys' discussion afterwards, it was kind of heartwarming to see that people from different facets of life coming together and listening to someone talk that has something new to share, like you said, and they had questions, which I was pretty impressed with. Because I mean, after your presentation, I could see some of their eyes, and they were like, "Well, crap! I never thought of it that way before." So that was my favorite part.
You're
Hey,
too
Dirk,
kind. Thank you.
Hang on just a second.
No.
Dirk, if you go over to Drunken Cryptids and look up the episode called a Bump in the Road, correct?
Yeah, or something in the road. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah,
That was so like last year.
I know that was in December.
That was your second episode with me.
Yeah. But you can find my encounter there. I did re-release my first season on YouTube. So
Is it remastered?
it's not remastered. I just took them out of
It was already
private.
mastered.
So they're not as good a quality audio and video, but you can also go to my channel, and it's called The Thing, is what I called the episode. It was the live that I did 24 hours after I saw The Thing. So I'm very emotional in that one. And that was the one where Matthew showed up after a Steelers game, and I had to cut his portion of that episode.
That was
Did you have
really
to-
good. That was a great night. That was a great game.
You don't
for the
even
Steelers.
remember it, dude. You don't remember it.
I do. I remember because I had like other people from the fan club hanging out. We were still partying. And I was like, "Oh crap, John's live. I gotta go jump on here real quick." Yeah, I'm sorry about that, John.
Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, you can hear what I saw on either channel. Like I said, mine, it's not the greatest audio or video. It's just a replay of a live I did on TikTok. But yeah, it was a pale crawler, a rake, whatever you want to call it.
You talked about it on the Darkwoods episode too.
I did.
You teared up on that one too.
It's still
Held it together,
and
but
that was just a couple weeks ago. It still affected me. You know, every time I tell that encounter, you know, it takes me back to seeing that thing.
I mean, you got the ultimate uncanny valley.
Right.
I mean, that's that fear trigger. Is it looks like something that it's not. And
yeah,
Matthew,
I'm still gonna have.
if you want to
fear
hear
Arkansas.
if you want to hear the second half of that 911 call, Wes on Sasquatch Chronicles, I think it's episode 1192 or 1194. Right at the very end of that episode, he plays a clip from where a guy interviewed the witness. And dude, when you hear what he saw, it's exactly what I saw. Exactly. It jumped in the back of the dude's truck. So,
well, let's break that down for a minute.
No, that's not on live.
no,
Well, I don't want to break you down. But okay, so here's the thing. And this comes down to what I was saying earlier. So if you're having this encounter with this creature and it fits the exact description of what somebody else is having somewhere else, who's going to fit the description and the same type of activity and behavior that somebody else is having in a completely opposite direction, there's something to this. And the only way we're going to know is if we get, people, eyewitnesses, people who've had encounters that come on the shows and talk to us and they get their story out there. Not only is it going to help, get evidence out but it's also going to maybe help somebody else who's had a crazy encounter like you've had that does get emotional, that does bring it up, because it can be liberating. When I talk about the AHA incident down in 2002, I mean, it's still, I get emotional afterward. I get emotional during it because you stir up all those memories and those feelings that happened at that moment. And it's in some ways it's liberating. It's like a weight sometimes just lift off the shoulder when you can come out and you can say, okay, I don't know what it was, but this is what happened. And somebody listening is going, hey, that happened to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, JD was telling him too.
Yeah.
I can't read any. I can't see in the comments.
I
If
can't
you
either.
go over to where
There's
it says chat on the right-hand side and pull up live stream chat,
Yeah, you can actually see what people are chatting.
you can
I
see
was
what
gonna say,
everybody's
though, that was
commenting
in-
on YouTube and Riverside and Facebook. If anybody comments on Facebook, I think we're getting. Yeah, we are. Patsy or Becca did.
Yeah.
All I see is you and
Okay,
JD
go up to
talking.
where it says live stream. Don't do
Yeah.
the.
There's a studio chat, and then there's a live stream chat.
Don't do studio. Do live stream.
But
So
just
can I
pulling
throw out a suggestion for the cryptid for us to talk about?
Yeah.
Matt, the Puckwudgie.
Why not?
You
The little people.
Do it.
went silent there, so I guess that's
No,
a
do
no.
it. No, I said
just
do it.
thinking
Yeah.
that
Wait, hang on,
it's a
hang on,
huge
hang on,
hamster
hang
with
on,
a
hang on,
spear.
hang on, everybody. Dirt, you need to be sending an email to missandmullets@gmail.com because I want you on the show, and then send an email to drunkencryptids@gmail.com because I'm sure he's going to want you on the show.
Yeah, I
Tell
can't
me
see
what
the
the
chat
spirits
stuff.
does a little bit different. Would you guys want to hear a Bigfoot encounter from 3 feet away?
Yes, I do.
Did you shoot it with the paintball gun?
This is not cryptid paranormal. This is Dirt. I forget his real name. I did a live last night with Old Bear's Den, and Dirt was in the chat. So
Oh, nice.
he come over to check us out tonight. So yeah, Old Bear. That's one you need to get on your show, Matthew.
I'm in. Anybody shoot me a message.
Yeah. You Drunken Matthew?
Now, I had 2 earlier, and so I did an episode. I recorded a show earlier. Had to charge my phone, and then my daughter had a game, and I feel so bad because for some reason I'm having a hard time getting the scheduling on the app, and I can't get the app load up right. And then Coach texted me. He told me yesterday. He goes, "Hey, we got a game tomorrow," and I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" And he goes, "Yeah." I was like, "What time?" And he goes, 2:00. And I was like, "Where?" And he goes, "Out past Russellville." And I went, "Oh, she's not going." I said, "I'm sorry, but she's not going." And so my buddy Don, he was sitting there, and his daughter plays, and he's a big Steeler fan as well. Yada yada yada. But he goes, "Well, I'll take her." And so she got here this morning, and he came by, picked her up, and then just as I was getting, I had the phone charging. They come walking. I was like, "Oh gosh, did you eat?" He goes, "Yeah, man, I took him to Wendy's." Like, "All right, appreciate it." So she's inside right now watching Netflix and hanging out with the dogs.
Awesome.
And they won their game, in case you're curious.
Congratulations.
Thanks. So she's excited.
Hey,
So let me
John.
ask you guys a question. What is? Let's not do that one.
Oh, why not? You're there. Do it.
Well, I was going to kind of run this kind of like our 500 episode, where we hype each other up a little bit.
Like, what's your favorite? What's our favorite episode?
Right. I was going to say, like, yeah, JD, what would you send people to Drunken Cryptids to listen to as like their gateway drug?
Ooh, that's
like
a
it.
good one.
I know my answer.
Honestly, give me a few minutes on that. There's quite a few of them that, like, the witness of in between, Land Between the Lakes was a really good one.
Roger
was really good. But you've done some other ones, like and I'm drawing a blank, the reptilian guy coming on and doing the lives.
Yeah.
Those
Shane. Shane's episode. And it took me some time to get Shane to come on the show. It really did. And he was hesitant about it. He's doing his own research out west. And he's got some really good theories. And he's seen some really weird things. And what I liked about that episode is if you listen to the beginning, he's kind of hesitant. And then once he gets talking, it just flows right out. And I love it when I can get a guest to come on and be able to do that, because I know they're nervous at first, and I try and crack jokes with them. Hey, don't worry about it. Hey, stuff like that. But that was a good one. Yeah, Shane was a good episode. Thank you.
What about you, Larry? What would you say for Matthew's show?
Mine was the Hoop Snake episode. It just fascinated me. And then to hear Tommy go, those are real? Those aren't supposed to be real?
So, right. All right. What was funny about that one? It was, I thought it'd be funny. A fun episode to do, kind of break down, kind of a unique cryptid. Because you don't ever hear about the hoop snake. You'll hear in passing. So I did a little dive into it, printed up some information. And I was like, I got a buddy of mine who's a herpetologist. Why not have him come on the show? So that day, what was funny is I was talking to Tom. He goes, so what's the show about tonight? I was like, it's about the hoop snake. And he goes, yeah, man, those things are scary. And I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. I just kind of left it there. And he goes, yeah. I mean, that one chased me. I was like, I'm sorry, what? He started telling me about the scene chasing him. I went, Tommy, do me a favor. He goes, what's it? Google hoop snake right now while you're on the phone with me. He goes, okay. These things aren't real? That was a fun one. So I appreciate, that was the hoop snake was a lot of fun.
Now for me, for chumming with the spirits, I like the Hopkinsville Goblin episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the vampires one.
I was going to say the vampire one.
Yeah. Those were my two favorites, I think, so far. I'm not going to pick my own because, I mean, obviously that's the best one that you have. But, I don't want to pat myself on the back.
That's in the top 5, I think. Early. I mean, that's an early one. We had horrible sound equipment.
Yeah.
Still trying to find our stride. But speaking of the vampire one, we are potentially trying to work on a spring or fall New Orleans trip.
That guy, you want to go to New Orleans?
Love New Orleans.
It'd be
I've been to New Orleans. It's a fun town.
3 or 4 day, a weekend, like everybody travel in, have one day for shopping during the day, and then we do the graveyard and then the ghost tours and have probably a haunted location if people are interested.
I'm in.
Okay.
We gotta do a kid-free weekend. I say spring because I don't have football going on. I gotta run the fan club here.
That's fair. And that's information that we're needing.
Yeah.
Well,
spring.
So my dad lives 40 minutes from New Orleans. I can see if he'll let us take his boat out on the coast, in the Gulf, whatever thing it's called.
We'll try to make it a
you didn't have to sell me on it anymore.
The what?
I said you didn't have to sell me on this trip anymore, but you just did.
Yes. I'm in. Let's see here. Okay, so all right, since we're doing shows, so I'm going to jump in on Mist Monsters and Mullets. My favorite episode, if I was to tell anybody to go and listen to you, honestly, it would be right there at the beginning when you first got started. The first shows that you did were raw, and that's why when I heard you took them all down, I was disappointed because those are my favorite ones. Your first 5. Those, were right there. You were
the live
brand new.
replays?
Yeah, you were brand new. You were pushing it in your TikToks. Yeah. And the way you bring the guests on and moderate them, that right there was, that showed me on my end that I needed to try and up my game up on TikTok, which I'm not done still. But what got me was watching you on TikTok is what inspired me to reach out to you and tell you, start your own podcast. Start recording. Start doing it. So, and watching you come along and watching your numbers grow has been an absolute just joy for me. So seeing you guys hit these milestones I'm sitting here in the back just smiling and loving every milestone you guys hit, and I brag about you guys all the time. So I can't come out and say what specifically really jumps out at me. Just right there at the beginning, just the way you were right there at the beginning, and that energy and everything, just having it keep coming through every episode.
Charisma.
Yeah, it says a lot.
I
So
appreciate that.
don't stop.
I appreciate that.
So
You
for
know, I
Myth
consider you my
Monsters and
brother,
Mullets,
so
I got
Well,
two.
I-
That's a two
Well,
part for me.
let me do y'all real quick. Hang on, I'm not done yet. Gosh, man,
you heard that same line come out of his mouth up at OBJ.
Yeah, exactly. Gosh, JD.
I'm not done yet.
Exactly. I'm not done yet. Hold on. No. So for Chumming with the Spirits, y'all's first, what's really fun about you guys is the three of you guys get together and you guys have this really awesome charisma between an energy and just a flow. The way you guys can bounce off of each other, or the way you guys, from OG to Larry, just, how everything goes. It's funny because you watch OG and Larry kind of get into it, and then you just go, okay, let's get back to what we were trying to talk about. After these commercial breaks. And it's so much fun to watch you guys do that. And that shows in the numbers that you guys have, and it shows in the audience. And it was really fun when I went up there and was able to celebrate your, milestone with you guys, and watching you guys. You guys had 40 people in there to celebrate with you and to share that moment. And to me, I was going through something really interpersonal at the time, and you guys, we all know what, now we're not going to talk about it, but, and I felt bad that I wasn't able to fully celebrate it with you as much as I wanted to. But I was right there with you guys all the way through. And then cracking jokes in the Sally house with you was hilarious. I don't know if you were up there when the REM pod was going off and all the emails are going off, and I'm like talking crap to the ghost. I picked up the one ball and I put on the bed going, okay, cool, I'm impressed. Move that. And Dark was like going, I'm like, oh no, I'm exhausted. I've been driving for 12 hours. And it's after midnight, and all I'm thinking about is what will my hotel room look like, and move the ball, And instead, the wall got cold.
Yeah, behind you.
Yeah, the whole wall. I don't know if you heard about that, John, but the whole wall behind me got cold.
Really?
And it showed on thermal.
Yeah, Gabriel was sitting there, and he goes, man, my leg got cold. And I'm on the floor, leaning up against the bed and the wall. And he goes, yeah, my leg got cold. And I was like, what leg? And he goes, well, this one. I was like, oh. Then I realized the whole wall is cold. I was going, yeah, I'm kind of chilly. It was hot upstairs.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
only
really
a couple months ago. That wasn't like it was wintertime or anything.
No. That place is pretty warm normally.
And then the door slammed on Larry's face.
So I just found that yesterday. I found the clip of the door opening on its own. It was latched, and it opened up.
No, when we were trying to carry stuff out, remember, we were trying to carry stuff out the front door, and we were done, and the screen door slammed on you, right in your face.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we didn't have.
It slammed.
Here, let me turn the light on real quick. I see I'm getting dark in here. Hang on. I'm looking all spooky. Y'all keep going. Just give me a second. But yeah, so y'all's energy. So that's my thing for y'all.
Jeremy, do you want me to go for Myths, Monsters, and Mullets since I just have one?
You only have one? Yeah. If you only got one.
Yeah.
I've watched one episode.
I don't have just one, but my favorite one is one that you did recently. Do you know what a squonk is? With David Hardy.
Dude, he's a great interview, man. I loved interviewing him. And we got to meet him up at OBJ.
Yep. No, that was a phenomenal episode. Just all around. Like, I couldn't stop. Like, usually when I listen to podcasts, I'll stop and go do other stuff, come back and finish it. And I sat through the whole thing.
He brought a lot of energy. So, it was very easy. It was a very easy interview because it was very much back and forth. That was the first time I'd ever talked to him. And, you heard it. I mean, it was like, we've known each other for years, and we were giving each other crap, and, that's my favorite type of guest, man. And he checked all the boxes. In fact, when I got done, I messaged Matthew I'm like, you have got to have David Hardy on your show.
Did I tell you
it's
what
those people
his
that don't
answer
have
back to me was when I messaged him?
Mm-mm.
no.
This gives you any idea of David Hardy's energy, right? So I messaged him. I said, hey, David, it's me, Matthew, and we're going to be in Ohio at the same time, and I was wondering if you'd like to come on the show. His response, ready? Man, I was just sitting here thinking, man, it'd be really great to get on that Drunken Cryptid podcast.
Well, I had messaged David and said, hey, do you mind if I send your info over to my buddy Matthew? So he knew I was sending the info, but I don't think he realized you were going to get back to him that quick. So
Yeah, it was hilarious. He was good. He was a lot of fun. He was a fun interview. We got to find a tangent about something.
Yeah. So
All right,
JD,
Jeremy, you can go.
So on Myth Monsters and Mullets, I have there's two answers to this question for me, because if you're into cryptids and that, I think your Lodge Tale series that you did with Lodge Tales is phenomenal. You guys talk great. Like if they're big into cryptids, that's what I'd recommend. If they just want a good podcast, I do the Mel Heflin. You guys interacted so well, like you guys knew each other for a long time. The spontaneity. I mean, I thought that was a really good one that anybody could watch. They don't have to be a cryptid or paranormal or whatever. You guys did a great job on that one, and that's one of my all around just fun ones. Yeah, the naked paranormal. It's for science. That should be a T-shirt. You'll have to give royalties to her, but I'm sure she'll work with you on that. But no,
Right.
That's how I would for you on that. And then of course, like all your lives, like you do live, like our live from the Greasy Pickle, and you're going. If you got a story, if you have a paranormal story, we'd like to hop on. You're like flipped a switch, and you're just so right there. And I'm like, man, we are amateurs. We don't know what we're doing standing next to you. How do we get this many people? It's like, no. So yeah, that's when I talk about, Myth Monsters and Mullets, those are the two, like series wise. And then, you do well, and Drunken Cryptid the same way. You guys do phenomenal interviews, and that's where we run into our issues. Unless somebody's in the room with us, we have discussions, and you do. Not saying that you guys don't have discussions. You do an interview. You're very respectful, and you get their story. You try to pull it out of them, and then you have conversations with them. And that we're not dragging anything out of anybody.
I'm not trying to brag on myself, but I'm going to brag on me and Matthew a little bit. I have heard from several guests that have been on both of our shows that they enjoyed being on both of our shows, like the way we approach our interviews and stuff like that. So I hear that when if you've heard somebody on Matthew's show and you've heard him on my show, I don't think there's ever been a person hasn't made that comment that, man, I just love the way you guys do your interviews.
Well, to be fair, I've been on both your guys' show. You guys both do a good job of pre-interviewing, talking, making sure people are comfortable. And then even after the interview, a few minutes if you need, phenomenal. Like that makes a lot of people more at ease to have those conversations.
Yeah. Well, thank
you. Give them out.
I've only had one complaint. It was from a guest.
About me?
No, about me. It was from my own guest. And this is before I met you guys, before I met Nevermore, and I guess I was maybe a little too blunt to a point, or maybe my attitude came through. And I don't want to go too much into the episode because it's still a good episode, but he gets to a point in it where he says something and it caught my attention, and I was like, what? And I was like, okay, well, hold on. Well, can you describe that? And he tap danced around it. And I was just like, okay, all right. And about that point in time, I was pretty much almost done. I was like, oh, okay, well, keep talking. All right. Well, the funny thing is he came up here for an event the Arkansas for with the Arkansas Bigfoot Cartel. And those are great guys, great group of guys, by the way. They'll be at the fest in June. So, and he was, they're big fans of the show, and they were talking about it. And Jacob happened to be there, and so Jacob was there for the interview. And the guy's going, and they brought the Drunken Cryptids, and he goes, "Yeah, I was on the show, and that guy's kind of a jerk, and he is this and he is that, And so the guy, I don't want the only name I'll mention is Jacob's name. So the guy goes, "Well, that's Jacob right there from the Drunken Cryptids," and Jacob goes, "Who are you?" And he told him, and he goes, "Oh, I remember that episode." And he goes, "Dude," he goes, "Matthew was trying to ask you questions about it, and you wouldn't even come close to answering anything. You just kept, you tap danced around it." And the guy, he goes, "Well, but anyways, the moral of the story is he left that morning. The next morning, he packed his stuff and left. So, that was the only guest. And, I don't want to say that he was, pulling my leg, but, I try and pre-screen to a point on the encounters that people have, and just to try and see if there's any kind of gain that they're going to try and get, if that makes sense. And this guy, super nice guy. He really was a nice guy. But when it just seems like, he was trying to embellish the story a little bit more, to add a little bit more, prime example. So for my event, which I need to come on your show, John, and talk about my aha encounter. I don't think I've ever done that.
He has a calendar app.
Yes, you have. You were my very first episode of season 2.
Was I really?
Yes, it was you, and then Todd, then Jason Kenzie.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. I do. Okay. Yeah. We only did audio, didn't we?
Yeah, that was an
we
audio.
did because
I don't like
internet
video.
wasn't ready for your guys' faces together.
Oh, he was already there. John was already all over the. I mean, his face everywhere. I mean, you walk into the post office, it's right there.
With or
Never mind
without
the most
mullet.
wanted part.
Well, I wasn't mentioning that, but it's like with my story doesn't change, and I get sometimes if people want to embellish a little bit to try and make it a little bit more dramatic on their encounters, and I get that, and I really do. But don't embellish it to the point to where the audience is even going,
Yeah.
I
think sometimes, and I kind of get it. People are nervous coming on the show, and I'm not trying to stick up for this guy or whatever. I'm just saying, I think sometimes people come on the show and they think their story isn't good enough to be on a podcast, and they think they have to add stuff, like I've got to put on, I got to put on a good show. I tell my guest, if your encounter takes 5 minutes to tell, we're still going to talk for an hour.
Yeah.
You don't need to add anything. You don't need to, just tell me exactly what you saw. And then,
on that note too,
if we end up talking about, I don't know, we can talk about your life. That's my thing. I want people to see that these are real people telling the truth. And if they think that they have to embellish them, please don't. Just come on and tell. If it's a small encounter, that's fine. Most encounters only last 2 to 5 seconds anyway.
And that's average. That's an average encounter.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't expect you to know the end seam of the Bigfoot that you saw.
No, the episode that I aired on Thursday with Sloan about a potential dog man. When me and him were talking, he was telling me a little bit about it a couple of months ago, and took a little bit for wanted to come on the show and stuff. Then we had to work around work schedules. But he even said, he goes, there's not much to the encounter. I was like, it doesn't matter. You had something. And it's been over an hour long. And what I've learned is most people, when they've had an encounter and you get talking, all of a sudden they're going, well, hold on. I also had this happen. And that's where it goes even further. It almost seems like when you've had a type of encounter, all of a sudden, like this bill gets lifted. You start seeing more and realizing well, what I was blowing off is like house creeps. Those are footsteps. Me being absent-minded about putting my keys on the counter. No, I'm putting my keys on the counter. Why are they on the table?
Right.
Yeah.
You
We
know, so
get
that, and, yeah, and so I've learned, and again, I think that through podcasting and doing our own research as well, that's what's gonna, get to the bottom of all this stuff. So please, like John said, don't embellish your story. We can make an hour plus out of an episode. Me and John can both talk. We're really good at talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
we're good at drinking, and
And the more they drink, the
better.
the longer their words become. And I'm not talking about the amount of letters in it, just the syllables.
We start speaking in cursive. We get more eloquent with our words.
Well, you brought up the when you start talking to people and they bring up something and something clicks in your mind. That actually happened to me last night on the live with Old Bear. I was on there telling my possible Bigfoot encounters. I've never seen Bigfoot. I've had some weird stuff happen. And Old Bear brings up that during one of their campouts last year, somebody's camper got rocked. Like they were whatever. And then that spurred a memory from whenever I was a kid of people complaining that their campers were getting rocked. And we all just thought, well, somebody's playing a prank, but maybe it wasn't, because this is the same area where I had all of my possible Bigfoot encounters. Which Chris is that?
I have no idea. I just asked him how he's doing.
Chris Ketterman's in the chat. That's Chris
okay. Oh, that's right. Now I can see his picture.
Are you getting Chris on your show?
I am. He's scheduled.
Good. Chris has got a great encounter that happened in the first area we went researched.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about it. You know me.
Nope.
I don't want to hear about it.
Hey,
nope. So, nope. If you listen to my show, you've already heard it. But
ask him about the retarded owl.
That's in our second research area.
Chris
is great, though. Chris is great.
I'm not going to be able to get what I saw out of my mind for the rest of my life.
Oh, John, you don't know any of this, do you?
Oh, no, we haven't actually released any of that.
We haven't released anything about this. Well, cat's out of the bag now.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
Well, so
I
do have a theory
Icebox
on
or dirt. It was his camper that was pushed, not rock.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
Matthew and I need to get Icebox/dirt on our shows. I can tell you that right now.
Absolutely.
Well, his name fascinates me already.
Pushed, not
right. That's what I'm getting from dirt. So
that's crazy.
So what we've kind of started to notice, like when we go squatching with people, we get paranormal events. We went UFO hunting, got orbs in the fields and the trees. So I think I need to go orb hunting or UFOs to get a Bigfoot. I'm trying to figure out how this all works.
There are a lot of encounters with cryptids.
Orbs.
And the orbs show up, what the balls of light, some people call them.
So John, what would you want to go do? Would you want to go squatching, UFO, sky watching, or a
sky watching?
I'm going sky watching, man. In fact, Old Bear invited me to go out to Salt Fork next spring, so we're going out there to do that.
We have activity around KC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we need to do is we come down for the Arkansas event, and we'll go out. We'll pick a day and go out.
Because
the weekend before or something.
Yeah, where we went on the second location he was talking about, it's about a little less than an hour away from where he lives.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, it
was crazy.
We want to bring way more equipment than what we brought. We went light, and because you're going Bigfoot hunting. We didn't think we'd need most of our paranormal equipment, and we should.
Yeah, we didn't go.
You didn't bring your cat balls?
No.
We didn't go light. We
I
just
got
didn't
JD's
bring.
balls right here on my desk.
You like to play with them, I know.
Becca makes me put down your balls all the time.
She gets jealous. They are shiny.
At least they don't just light up blue.
You don't need snake boots. What?
The wall was pushed gently. He's probably just trying to add to the motion of the ocean.
Chris says if we go in June, we're going to need snake boots.
Snake boots.
Holy cow.
I'll sit at base camp.
I don't even like wearing tall socks, let alone.
Yeah,
boots.
no, you definitely want to have long pants and high boots on.
Oh my god.
I'll sit at base camp with the equipment again.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll have to see about that. That's out of uniform for me. In June, I'm wearing shorts, man. My pants don't even exist in June.
Should you tell them what we saw, Matt, or no?
Well, okay, so I'll tell you what.
Live.
I'll summarize. I'll do a quick summary.
You go catch it on Drunken Cryptids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'll do a quick summary. I don't mind sharing it on here, but I do think that we all need to get together and do the episode and break it down. Honestly,
Yeah.
So teaser for the audience out there. This past summer, met this really nice couple who were having activity on their property. Chris sent me a screenshot of them posting in a group, and then my ex sent me the same screenshot, ironic enough, about it. So I reached out to them. They agreed to come on the show, and while they're on the show, we're like, "Do you want us to come up and check it out?" They're like, "Oh, yes, please." So scheduled the date and time. We went up there. Me and Jacob did. We had crazy stuff happen there. That's where we got the knuckle track at. So having activity, JD and them were wanting to go on they've been like paranormal hunts, but they wanted to go on a Sasquatch hunt. I said, "Come on down." So we set up a date, and it was nuts. During the day was okay, retarded Al. You know what I mean?
That was at night.
That was at night.
That was at night. Oh, so right off the bat, we found the vertebrae on the branch.
I've talked about that on a couple shows.
Yeah. And the only thing that makes sense is they were gifting us this vertebrae.
Well, if you listen to my episode with Val Zavala, it's out now, I believe. I think that was last week's episode.
Nice cup.
Gumshoe Bigfoot. He was talking about the Bigfoot are known to decorate trees. And that that's why I even messaged you. I was like, "Hey, have you put it out there that vertebrae was on a tree yet?" Because I wanted to make sure I could leave it in my episode. But
leave it in there.
I
But,
did.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, we're not competitive at all.
No.
But,
I just did. It wasn't a competition thing. It was more, I didn't. That's a pretty cool thing, and I didn't want to burst your bubble and say, well, John already told everybody about this vertebrae on a tree.
Well, so the vertebrae.
Why you keep on fingering your phone?
Do what?
Why you keep on fingering your phone?
Oh, the reason because I'm waiting for Sammy's mom to message me that she's on her way. So that's the only reason I keep going to my phone and back just to look to see if it's her or not. But so the vertebrae, it's on a branch about that big. I mean, literally that big, and was perfectly set, just a little bit.
And
right
I've
about
seen
chest
his
level.
fingers. His hands are small, so that's a really small branch.
That's why I'm not a quarterback. Ask Kenny Pickens.
Well, I give Matt a hard time. You're 5'10", right? 5'11"?
Yeah. No, 5'10". Yeah, 5'10", 5'11".
You're not actually a short guy. It's just we have cryptids for friends. Tommy. Well, Jacob's not short either.
Jacob's about my height. Jacob's my height. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
he's only 6 foot because he wears cowboy boots and they got the heels on there.
Platform.
I wear flats, so I look normal. So
I wear flip flops. I get in trouble for the flip flops. It's like I tease everybody. The episode from Searching with Sasquatch should be coming out in the next week or so. By the way,
can't wait for that to drop.
and you'll see me at night wearing shorts. Hey, dudes. Jason after Jason Kinsey Woods wearing hey, dudes.
Wow.
Because I asked, I was like, oh, so where are we going? I mean, do I need to wear the boots or anything? And Todd goes, no, man, we're going to be, I mean, yeah, it's easy to walk down. So I said, hey, dudes. He goes, yeah, you'll be fine. And Jason goes running off into the woods. And everybody turns and looks at me and they're like, we'll go after him. I was like, I'm the broken, disabled guy with, hey, okay, I'll go.
That's
So that was a lot of
called
fun.
Searching for Sasquatch, Ozark
Arkansas
Episode
Howler,
17.
right?
Yep, episode 17.
Yeah, that'll be coming out soon on several.
Congratulations on being on that. I mean,
Thank you. Well, I give Todd Neese props on that one. Todd, he came to the tavern. We did a 4-hour recording, broke it down into 2 episodes, and he messages me, afterward, and he goes, "Hey, would you like to be filmed in? There's a documentary thing coming through. Would you like to be part of it?" Well, I'm not an idiot, so I said yes. And I tell everybody, because I guess I'm kind of infamous for like bashing the Bigfoot shows and the paranormal shows out there. I think y'all know that already. So
we're not.
I was like, let me go see. I want to see how produced this guy's doing. What's he doing? How produced is this? Nothing was produced. The only thing, I mean, obviously we filmed the goodbye scene. We had to, we got some good shots. Get some dramatic shots, jumping the creek and stuff like that, which is, understandable. But when it came to the actual investigation and stuff happening, none of that is produced. None of that was faked at all. That was all live. And I'm really hoping, and Jason's keeping the cards close to his chest. So I don't know if what happened to me, we caught it on film or not, because he said the camera was on me, but they don't know if they were recording.
Yeah, he keeps his, like, you can't get anything out of him on you're not going to get it recorded. I can guarantee that, because when he came on my show, which I gotta thank you and Todd Neese for that, because he was my first like video interview one-on-one. When we were talking, there was a lot of stuff he would not say while that camera was running. Now he opened up a little bit afterwards. This is public knowledge now. Like, I knew back in January that he was going to Europe.
Yeah.
But he like can't tell anybody. But then he started posting it on his Facebook and stuff. So he was in Europe looking for monsters.
Public now. And he is actually a super nice guy. He really is. And I was really happy to meet him and stuff, and to be part of it for the weekend. And then they came down and crashed in my backyard for 2 nights, So took him to submarine. I don't know if that made to the film or not. But yeah, I took him on. Yeah, so they got a chance to go see a submarine. They got a chance. He was all excited. He goes, "We're going to be in a submarine," So it was a lot of fun to be able to do that, and I like to do that again. Be a part of something like that.
Yeah.
I know that we were all aiming for Portlock this past summer, but that unfortunately fell through. And
we could just do our own private event and go up there.
No, you can't. Well, I mean, you can be arrested because the tribe owns that land again.
Well, I mean, we have to reach out to the tribe to get the authorization.
Right. You're just not going to be able to jump off and do that. But guys, we've been going for an hour and 3 minutes. My lives usually stop at an hour. So
this isn't about you, John.
Yeah. No. I can.
I guess it is your show.
I can hit stop right now, and nothing you guys can do about it. So JD, Larry, I don't know what he's doing over there. Wrestling. Jesus
Christ. It's the row. The row gets you every time.
Oh my God. JD and Larry, why don't you guys tell everybody where you can find Chumming with the Spirits?
You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcast, all the podcasting, RSS. Our main channel is YouTube. We are on TikTok. We're on Rumble as well. This is pretty much how our show goes. So what you're seeing is as close as you're going to get to a regular episode of Chumming with the Spirits.
And apparently you can find him in a wrestling ring too.
And
You
in this
find us in
corner,
Ada, Ohio, all the way to California to Oregon. I mean, we're all over the place. And check out the merch link at cwtspodcast.com is our website. You can see evidence of our investigations. You can see we have links to all our videos, also to our podcast as well. You can buy merch, shirts, hats, all that fun stuff. I would also recommend checking out Drunken Cryptids and Myth Monsters and Mullets swag. Some of the most authentic mullets. They'll protect your neck just in case a cougar comes from behind.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
Matthew,
And then
how
we
about,
also do custom laser swag.
That's
If only
right.
somebody had some custom laser swag that they could show off at some point in time, besides the cup.
As he shows the side with no lasering.
I do have the Chumming with the Spirit shot glasses right here.
Give that nice little placard, and I see how you are.
I'm getting ready to do redo my background. I threw this back up for tonight, but I want to do a complete redo of my background. That'll be one of the things that goes up there, plus like all the signed books from my guests and stuff like that. And I'm deciding on how I want to do it.
I'd like to do a quick shout out. Drunken Cryptids is over 600 subscribers on YouTube, closing in on the 1,000K before you know it. You just broke the 1,000K. You're like 1.2, 1.3, somewhere around there
now.
So if definitely check out both these gentlemen. Somebody had convinced them that their faces should be on YouTube more often.
no one wants to see this. My dating history shows that.
You're good for 3 to 5 minutes.
That's all it takes, right?
That's all.
It's an Olympic event. Going for the gold.
Going for the gold.
Well, Matthew, why don't you tell everybody where they can find Drunken Cryptids?
All right, you guys will find us on all your podcast platforms out there: Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and a whole bunch of others as well. And we are on YouTube as well. Thank you for the shout out. Yeah, we're over 600 now. I'm slowly creeping our way towards 1,000K. Well, to the 1K mark, and we'll hit it. And yeah, doing video now. Thanks, JD. Doing video now. Yeah. But no, you guys, and of course, we have events coming up. Since we are live, I will say that if you're in the Arkansas area, we will be at the Paranormal Expo in a week. If you do show up wearing one of our T-shirts, you're gonna get a free sticker. So we'll be there Saturday for sure. Don't know about Sunday or not. And then, of course, we do have the Arkansas Cryptid Fest going on June 6th, 2026. And I realized the other day that the date is scary. 666. But the original date that I wanted to do was going to interfere with the Falk Fest, and I didn't want to. I'm not here to compete with them. So, but yeah. So you can find us there. Of course, if you have an account and you want to talk to me, email me drunkencryptids@gmail.com. Find me we're on Facebook as well. I'm on TikTok. I did a video today. You should be proud. It was about the internet, by the way. Yeah, I think the internet's another dimension.
Well, it could be.
Well, can you go to the internet?
What's that?
Can you go to the internet?
I met you through the internet.
Yeah, but can you go to it? Can you physically go to the internet?
If we're in a simulation, you can.
Well, if we're in a simulation, we are the internet.
Exactly. So we're already there.
You're just a battery.
So who's the NPC? OG?
Everybody's an NPC to everybody else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could be imaginary right now.
You are imaginary.
Larry, what do you guys got going on as far as upcoming events?
We have quite a few, actually. We're going up on November 15th to Elkhorn to celebrate our 1-year anniversary of going to look for the Beast of Bray Road, which
we're going back for
turned out really well. But we have in January, we have 2 events at the
December. We got December 13th. We're doing our 26,000 subscriber
I'll just let JD
party. Well, no, you're going to cover January. You just skipped over December. We do have an event in December. It's Halloween.
I forgot about that.
Christmas time. 26,000 subscribers. We're going to have vendors. We're going to have friends. Everybody's always invited to that event. We're looking for a location right now. The brewery we're going to do it at decided to close a month early. So, but back to Parrot
close.
Larry, on January.
Well, so I skipped another one too. On October 31st, we're going down to help our friend Jason
Bushcraft.
with his bushcrafting event. Friday night, he's having a bluegrass and banjos event where live bluegrass people are playing, and they're going to have a campfire and tell ghost stories and everything. I think JD told me that a podcast is doing a presentation on that Saturday.
Penn Paranormal is doing one Saturday morning. They're going to show how you make a traditional hedge bow for survival. Saturday night, we're going to be help sponsoring. We're doing some of the ghost stories by the campfire.
Yep.
Help with the Halloween event. We have a few ghost stories.
Oh God! Yeah.
Last night, we actually had an event for the Muscular Dystrophy Empower DKC that my sister helps put on. They host a week-long summer camp for children that have muscular dystrophy, and we donated a private investigation for an auction and a goodie basket of K2 meter voice recorder. We raised $350 for that investigation.
Oh, nice.
And they raised $8,000 last night to help kids go to camp, which I'm so happy for them. It means a lot to these kids. So I was so happy to be able to go out there and help Josh and all them. But in January, like JD was saying, on I almost said October, January 24th and 31st, we have a coloring and drinking / investigation at the Sleeper Mortuary. Drinking and coloring. And then February, we have the Missouri Paracon again. We're hoping in March to be able to go to the Planet Comic-Con here in Kansas City. And then June with the Arkansas Cryptids. Oh, and then Bigfoot Jamboree 2 again next year. Or 3.
Yeah, October 3rd. Oh, you forgot
it's
January.
super.
January, we're doing the UFO days.
So they're going everywhere. They're just going to be everywhere. Just start looking out your windows. They'll probably be passing by your house.
In the mystery machine.
In the mystery machine, yeah.
They need to come into Spirit's mystery machine.
So
I think a party van is needed.
Wagon.
I forgot one more event. I'm sorry. So Wednesday, this is pretty cool. You guys might like this one. This Wednesday, I was invited by the people here in Arkansas who RCast, who does the awards and everything. So we're doing a live show at Old Bart's Wednesday. It'll be myself and 2 other podcasters have been invited in the state to come in, and we're going to tell ghost stories live in front of an audience, and it'll be a live show as well.
That's awesome.
So speaking of which, I'm still nominated, and I need to repost it again. You can vote every day. I'm just saying. Tommy is the Win the Producer Award.
And where can we find you next, Mr. Methenkamp?
Yeah.
In about an hour, I'll be in bed.
I don't plan on meeting you there.
Oh
no,
just in shady hotel rooms.
Hey, your wife dropped you off. That's not my problem.
No, there's a couple places I'm looking into setting up for festivals and stuff, but I don't want to put anything out until I'm, until it's
June. Elite Mounts. You're not going to mention them at all?
My new sponsor, Elite Mounts, for all your tool organization needs.
I already got mine in the mail. It's supposed to be here tomorrow.
Yes, JD used his used my code Bigfoot10 at checkout and got 10% off.
Rock on.
That I'm sure there's going to be an Elite Mount behind me at some point.
I'm sure there will be an Elite Mount behind you sometime.
But something that Matthew did not bring up, we're going to be doing a we've got a couple things going on. This Tuesday, we are recording a special Halloween episode with myself, Drunken Cryptids, and Nevermore Hollows. And somebody
he
else,
was supposed to
Matthew.
be on that one too. And we'll have Cryptid Podcast on there as well.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to be telling ghost stories. I have mine picked out.
Good.
And
We're just going to record for a long time because it's going to be aired on Halloween. So I don't care how
Right.
long the story is, tell it.
Yeah, we're all going to release our episodes on Halloween. So be looking for a special Halloween episode next week.
Is that going to be under the dudes from the internet?
No, we're not talking about blue balls again. No.
No, it's not dudes. Yeah, that could be dudes from the internet. I thought that's what tonight was. DFI. I thought it was.
Dudes from the internet is still in the works. We were letting Matthew get settled with his new studio before we move forward with that.
Yeah, we got to.
And then Matthew and I have talked about doing a show together called, what were we going to call it?
The
We
Drunken Mullet?
don't have a name yet.
Well, it'll be something after dark or something like that. We're going to
We
kind
should
of steal,
do. Yeah, we'll come up with something.
we'll kind of steal a little bit from Chumming with the Spirits. We'll probably be drinking a couple beers and just bullshitting is basically what we're going to do, I think. But yeah, so we've got a couple projects in the works. And then, of
Can we
course,
shout out Tommy's new
Yes.
Sector 911?
go ahead.
Yes, we can do that. And I will tell you on that one too, guys. This is something that me and Tommy were talking about earlier this year, to where we were getting really tired of the AI footage and the BS footage and everything going around. And Tommy would send me stuff and I'd be like, man, you can look and see how this is. And he goes, you're right. And then I send him something, he come back, go, well, look at this. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. And he was like, well, let's do this, let's do that. And I was like, yeah, I'm down. Well, obviously, me trying to get, reset up the new studio, the new tavern, everything going on, Ohio, all that stuff. Tommy's like going, I'm just going to go for it. So I am proud to say that under the Drunken Cryptid Productions umbrella is the new Spectre and Beast 911 show. And I'll be guesting on that from time to time. Tommy's going to be, taking care of that. It's going to only be like, short, maybe 10, 15-minute little clips that we're going to be doing, breaking stuff down. He'll be talking. He'll have me on to talk about some of the evidence and stuff. And it's just trying to get, like right now with him going on still with his medical issues, kids, my work schedule, my recording schedule that I have. I'm booked, but I'm looking at November and people. So if you do want to come on, so it's going to be a lot of fun to do. I'm ready for the first episode to drop as well. And then believe it or not, under the Drunken Cryptid umbrella, Productions umbrella, we have another one that will be getting ready to get started. A guy by the name of Nick is going to be coming on, but it's not going to be cryptid or paranormal at all. It's going to involve the 80s. All the pop culture and everything through the 80s. So it'll be a new kind of show that's going to be falling under the Drunken Cryptid Productions.
Well,
so
I'm just saying, I think everybody on this panel, except maybe Larry, grew up in the 80s.
I grew up in the 80s.
I'm giving you crap for being so much younger than the rest of us.
But yeah, we're excited about that. So Tommy's been working, getting some of the backdrops and logos and everything for the guy. So we're going to have our own separate kind of entity under our production company. So we're really excited to help him get launched and everything. So it's going to be, a new twist. And then, so there's a lot going on for the production side of the company, which is good. Tommy's busier than he wants to be. Like he goes, what episode's dropping tomorrow? I was like, you don't remember?
I know how it
goes. He goes, did you send me the stuff for it? Yes, I did the other day, so you could get a jump on it. I'm sorry. You're fine. You're fine. And Tommy, and I can't brag enough about Tommy. I really cannot. The show would not be where it's at today if it wasn't for Tommy. And I 100% mean it. The show would not be where it's at. We would not have won the award last year. We would not been nominated again this year. Would not have been in Ohio. Would not have been meeting you guys if it wasn't for Tommy.
Right.
So Tommy, thanks, brother.
And please put both you guys we need to figure out quarterly minimum collaborations, whether it be under Chiming with the Spirits, Drunken Cryptids, or Myth Monsters and Mullets. We need to do more of these on a regular basis to shout each other out and figure out where we're all going to be. Because, who knows where I'm going to be next month. I know I'm going back to Ohio before the end of the year. Maybe in Vancouver. There's a chance of maybe down in New Orleans. So wherever I'm at, if I can, I now have a Drunken Cryptids shirt, so I can take pictures there. I got the koozie, and then go from there. But I definitely want to get some stuff scheduled with you guys on a regular basis, stuff that we can put out either on your guys' channel, on ours. Doesn't matter to us. We just like hanging out and talking. We have great conversations with you guys. And then, of course, you shouted out Ghost Gossip. She's going to be on our show at some point in time. She's intimidated. She's worried that we're going to roast her, which I have no idea why she would think that.
Ashley's great.
Yes.
We should be shouting everybody out. Ashley, she's part of our little group.
Mhm.
Ghost Gossip. Nevermore Hollows.
Wait, is she the one on TikTok? I'm trying to think.
Yes.
Yeah, she's all over. I've already told her when she finally kicks off big, we're more than happy to open for her on some arena, circuit when she's doing live podcasts. But
she's killing it right now.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I need to get her on the show. I need to get Darkwood on the show.
Darkwood's another one that we are always doing collabs. They're going to meet us up there in Beast Spray Road. So
tell them to message me, because I'm getting really horrible about messaging people right now. I'm not going to lie. I get everything going on, so tell them to message me.
Yeah, we'll do. I'll message, if you guys want to message Darkwoods, I'll get a hold of Ashley.
Yep.
Also, Matthew isn't part of this, but we got to shout out Midnight Realm Radio on live365.com.
Yes.
It's a free 24-hour internet radio station, and I've counted it the other day. There's like 12 podcasts on there now.
Yeah.
So we need to get Drunken Cryptids on there. But what I'm doing, and I think you guys are doing the same thing, it's replays of our old episodes.
Yep.
And you can just it's free. You just download it on. There's an app for your phone or whatever, and eventually they would like to get it to where it's 24/7 podcast. But we've been literally. I was the first one to join the group, and I think that was 2 months ago, 3 months ago,
probably 3.
And we're up to, I really think it's 12 or 13 different podcasts that are on there now.
Yeah. Also,
and then
Brian Wolf.
I got to go.
Oh, hey, thank you, Matthew.
No problem, guys. I appreciate you. I love you guys. Keep rocking it out. Talk to me about the radio station later.
All right.
We'll text it to you.
See ya.
Love you guys.
Everybody, love you too. Everybody go over and check out Matthew at Drunken Cryptids. But the Midnight Realm Radio, it's put on by Cryptic Creatures. They're the ones that started it. They reached out to me. I was like, heck yeah, let's do this. And then we started bringing in all of our friends and our podcasting family into the Midnight Realm. But go over and check that out. You can find a link to Live 365 Radio in the description of all my newer videos, and you'll hear Chiming with the Spirits. You'll hear myself. You'll hear Ghost Gossip, Darkwoods. There's so many.
There's a couple. Yeah, there's quite a few more. And then we just talked with Brian Wolf at the Ohio Bigfoot Jamboree 2. He's looking for something similar on his. I think Larry, did you end up sending some stuff to him, or still working on that?
He said I haven't heard anything from anybody.
Right.
I'll see if I can get a hold of him too.
Yeah, just let me know what I need to do. I'll do it.
But again, thank you, John, for being such a wonderful host and
amazing
podcast and live person.
Oh,
I promise not to.
I'm going to say this on. I'm going to say this on air right now. I need access to JD's Chum Bucket so I can put that episode up on my channel.
Yes,
send me the email. I'll send it over to you.
All right, we can do that.
Yeah. Do you want both of them?
I'm glad you got that.
Yes, he wants both of them.
Audio fixed, because
there was about 30 minutes that was unusable. you know, you on the
Right.
couch, it didn't sound good. So
Right.
Wasn't because of audio either.
Yes, it was.
it was. Yes, it was.
It wasn't the ghost that was slamming doors out in the hallway that we
Dude,
debunked.
I thought for sure our beer was getting stolen.
All right, guys. Thank you for coming on tonight. We'll have, like you said, we're gonna have to do some of these again.
We got to get Alan and Chris on too at the
Yeah.
same time. We got to get some stuff figured out. Yeah, it's always a pleasure. Thank you again. Hope to see you soon, man. If I'm back in Ohio, I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know. See you guys.
See you guys.